Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. SmackDown just finished. I think this is probably the morning after, but remember when WWE on their website used to do like power rankings and it was all like in kayfabe by like win-loss records? I missed that. I want to bring it back. So that's what I'm doing. I'm bringing it back. So this is going to be the first episode iteration of my unofficial WWE power rankings. It's going to be roster and division specific, men and women. Tag is going to be all kind of involved and, you know, flip-flopped in and about. So with today being the start of the power rankings, the rankings might be weird. It's very much based off of last night's show. You know, there's only a certain amount of people that wrestled and that didn't wrestle. So this is where we're starting with. So then things are going to change and maybe make more sense as the weeks go by. Without further ado, we're going to start on the men's side in the power rankings. We're going, what do you want to do? 10-1? That makes sense. At number 10 was on the team that lost in the six-man tag that opened the show. However, brutally beat down Braun Strowman, and also he's just incredible in general. Athleticism wise. I know I'm already breaking my rules in terms of like kayfabe and just records, but he's all the way down at 10. So I think we're in the clear. The beatdown really helped. Tama Tonga and Solo did not crack the top 10, so we're keeping some integrity for sure. At number 9, because he was on the winning side, we got Jimmy Uso picking up a dub. Defend his brother, you know, not like crazy singles wins, but Jimmy was on the winning side. You're at 9. 8, also on the winning side. You're also getting a match next week against Jacob Fatu. Braun Strowman at 8, again, mainly because you were on the winning side of the tag team match. All right, this one, a little dicey, but he deserved to be pretty high. We have Drew McIntyre, didn't wrestle this week, got involved in Damian Priest's match, but I'm putting him there. Again, I'm putting people on it, try to work out things to go forward with. But Drew's on here because we know he's getting the Mania match. Screwed over Damian. We saw him get physical, so he proved his dominance and his power that he has in an unofficial power rankings. I don't know. Drew's at 7, but more appropriately above him is Damian Priest, who picked up a win, technicality, but a W is a W in the record books. It was a win via disqualification because of Drew McIntyre, but like I said, a win's a win. Shinsuke, unfortunately, God, has just been driven off the power rankings list. I hope to see you on here someday. I think it'll happen, but that's why Damian Priest is at 6. You know, again, same thing. You got the Mania match. Or it looks like it's not official, but it looks like that's the Mania match that's going to happen. You got the win on SmackDown. Huge. Another person who got a win on SmackDown is Randy Orton in a more than decent match against Carmelo Hayes. I had fun out of nowhere RKOs. We had a punt tease. Randy Orton, we know what he can do, and a huge win in a marquee spot on SmackDown is going to get you a good spot in the power rankings. All right, someone who, I know I said we're basing this off of this week, but you know, we're taking things into consideration. Someone who won the United States Championship last week and is just still on a roll because they were involved in that six-man tag. They're on the winning side. LA Knight. I think that's a good number 4. Obviously, the champions are going to be like, you know, the 1 through 4 for the most part. So once you kind of get up here, you kind of know, like, unless, you know, spoilers, unless Cody loses that championship or, you know, loses a match, which, like, you know, probably isn't going to happen, he's probably going to be at 1 until he drops the title. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. LA Knight at 4, a fresh U.S. champion on a roll from the start of the show. Deserving 4. Someone who leaped up, and I want to say leaped because it's the height of that Montez Ford frog splash to pick up this win for his team. Number 3 are your new tag team champions on SmackDown, the Street Profits. 2 is controversial. I'll be honest with you, 2 is controversial. 2 is just a default, but we're at the Street Profits right now. DIY does probably deserve to be on this list. It's hard to do 10 and consider everything. DIY probably would have been in this position just because you lose the tag titles, doesn't get you knocked off fully. Again, things are going to work out as they do in the coming weeks, but Street Profits being the new champions are at 3. At 2, someone that we haven't seen wrestle, but they're the tribal chief. They're the original tribal chief. Roman Reigns is at 2. This is where we're getting into like storyline and character as opposed to maybe just like win-loss record. Maybe we start, I don't know, he's talking on SmackDown next week. Maybe a good promo bumps you up in the power rankings. I don't know, but it feels wrong to not put Roman at 2 on a SmackDown ranking. Controversial, I know. It'll fix itself out, I promise. And then number 1, as I already said, is Cody Rhodes, WWE champion. Again, all he did on that on SmackDown last night was the shortest and the speed run record for a Miz TV program. He was out there for maybe 5 seconds, had the crowd do his theme song twice, and then boom, sayonara, here's the title, goodbye. But that's gonna get you one on the power rankings, I'll tell you that. All right, over on the women's side, which granted there was only checking my notes here, one women's match on the card on SmackDown, so the women's division was a little harder to kind of place here. However, we have 10 Alba Fire. She returned last week, is in Chelsea Green's, her Secret Hervis, whatever role she's in. I don't know. She looks cool in sunglasses. That's going to get you number 10. Number 9, Naomi. She's in a prominent feud. She's been getting her ass kicked, so she's not going to be at the top, but she's still a name prominently featured. Again, we did only have one women's match, which was Charlotte versus B-Fab, which was fun, but it makes the rankings tough. With that said, speak of the devil, B-Fab had a great showing. She even had a good promo of she did that promo walk into the ring, and it was B-Fab can cut a pretty good promo. I said this on stream where it's you see what happens when you can just give these talented people a microphone and time and just let them do their thing. You get pretty good results. And she was also pretty impressive in the ring against Charlotte. But B-Fab, you did lose that match against Charlotte, so that is going to drop you down to 8. At number 7, coming off of a fiery return, we're getting their returning match against Liv next week. We have Jade Cargill. They beat down Naomi. We're leading to bigger and better things. Jade is going to leap up these power rankings. All right, 6 is Piper Niven. Just another placement for the Secret Hervis. Also looks cool in sunglasses. I like the role she's in. Really wasn't sure where to place some of these people. So again, I can't reiterate enough. This will just kind of fix itself as the coming weeks. But Piper Niven is facing Zelina Vega next week, so I'm sure someone will go up or down in that. With that said, 5 is Zelina Vega. She's in the U.S. title picture hunt. Looks like she's gonna face Piper Niven, earn her shot. Does she face Alba Fire next to get to Chelsea? Don't know. But regardless, she's very much in the mix, so that's going to get you a 5. At 4 is Bianca Belair. Sure, a lot of the stuff that she did is riding off Raw, but she is in a WrestleMania main event worthy world title match. That's eventually going to be a triple threat. We all know. Bianca gets 4. I don't need to say anything else. It's pretty obvious. All right, number 3 is your Madam President, Women's United States Champion. Thank you for your service, Chelsea Green. She's the champ. The champ deserves to be higher than most. However, you are still the mid-card champ, so 2 might be a little extreme. There's still going to be people above you that are fighting for that world title. And that person is, at number 2, Charlotte Flair, picking up the win against B-Fab. That's going to, a win is going to jump you up huge. Her and Tiffany had a really long pull apart that also interrupted Miz TV, and they did a pull apart there. Tiffany hit a really sick swanton off the fucking thing. It was great. And the one in that case. Number 1 is your women's WWE champion, Tiffany Stratton. Like I said, same thing for Cody. Maybe I should start going 1 to 10 because the 1 is always going to be obvious. It's the world champion. Again, the pull apart was sick. The swanton was sick. The build to this feud is getting better and better as the weeks go on. It's definitely not the strongest world championship feud, but if we get pull aparts like this, we get swantons off crazy screens or whatever, then I got some faith in the Mania match to come. Folks, I feel like I was talking a mile a minute, but I am sleepy. I am just coming off a 3-hour SmackDown stream, which you can catch on Twitch, John Moonsault, and right here on the John Moonsault channel. I stream every now and again, stream the shows, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Let me know what you think. What did I get wrong? Who did I place too high? Who did I place too low? What corrections should I make for next week? Yeah, let me know what you think about this in general as kind of a weekly recurring series for the shows. I think it's fun. I think it's silly. I think it's a fun way to kind of talk in kayfabe about the wins and losses that I feel like even in a podcast setting, you don't really talk about straight up what the wins and losses mean that much as one once might have did. All right, I'm going to go train my camera to focus on me more. We're going to have a couple of lessons and just a couple of training sessions. Hopefully by next week it'll understand it. And until then, I'll see you next time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting and being here. All right, see you next time. Goodbye. Peace. Goodbye.